Is your
So yeah.
pricing structured in a way where if you get into a can of worms like that, like you quote a job to replace deck boards and you end up getting into framing and stuff, how does that work with your pricing structure?
Yeah, we disclaimer everything. So we do a lump sum outcome based pricing. I mean, it's built off of hours and materials, but it's presented as an outcome based. But if the job is to replace the deck boards, the top boards, and then we come in and the framing's rotted, that's clearly a separate scope. And so then it's presented as change order, like what do you want us to do? Uh, because we're not going to lay the new boards back on top of the rot. So
Yeah, and if
yeah.
anyone listening doesn't have just a little disclaimer on all estimates that you send out that, hey, if things come up, then this is not going to cover those unknown things.
Hmm.
Definitely add that really simple way to set that expectation, share truth and transparency with all the jobs you're going out to. Removes that anxiety too of like, oh gosh, oh, I found all this stuff I've got to do after, pulling out that rotted wood board. It's like, well, they know I've communicated that there could be things, especially
Hmm.
for jobs that are prone to those kind of unknowns.
Yeah. Well, and it's empowerment, right? That's the other piece of it is in all of our on the handyman side, it's all tech led estimating. So they're all estimating their own work, selling their own work, doing their own work. And when they're trained, especially when they've been doing it enough, our team now is pretty savvy and they've been doing it a long time. And so they know that behind that piece of fascia that's rotted is probably going to be some rotted rafter tails or something else. And so
Mhm.
they may not sell it that way. They may not price it that way because we don't know yet. We can't see it, but they know enough to go, okay, listen, I've done a lot of these, client, and when I pull this back, I will probably find rot. Just FYI. And they may even start having some basic discussion about price. But they can start putting it in there to your point to lean back on and go, remember, I talked about it. Here it is. This is what we
Yeah.
got to do.
Yeah, I love how you use the word empowerment. Because at the end of the day, especially when you have techs going out there estimating pricing, like doing all their own work, surrounding them with that transparency, the support, training. I'm sure, you hire guys with relevant experience based on the tier that they're in, but I love that word you use to empower your team so that they feel comfortable, confident going out there and doing the work that they need to do without causing business
Mm.
problems for, badly priced jobs or lack of transparency on the change orders.
Man, yeah, that's the only way to get scale. I don't care what
Mm.
widget you're selling. If you're the bottleneck that has all the answers, that's no bueno. You're not going to grow. And so the if growth is your idea, and even if you're a single person, like with AI and tech, which is where we're headed with a lot of this discussion, we shouldn't have to be manually making a lot of these decisions. We should be given the
Mm.
playbook out to say, okay, this is how you win in the seat for an employee anyway. And so that's
Mm.
what we've tried to do is create those environments.